Rama Screen is now on audio. So download Rama Screen as a podcast on iTunes so you can listen to the reviews, interviews, discussions, and the weekly show Rockin' It with Rama Screen anytime, anywhere. What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of the Amityville Murders. Let's rock this. This latest installment in this iconic horror franchise fails to give us anything new or more than what we already know. The Amityville Murders does show some effort in capturing the gruesome, sadistic act that happened to those victims in that house. But everything leading up to that, however, is basically a compilation of awkward, bland, generically mind-numbing situations that are neither scary nor worth following. Directed by Daniel Farrance, the official plot synopsis is actually pretty short. It says here that on the night of November 13th, 1974, Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr. took a high-powered rifle and murdered his entire family as they slept. At his trial, Butch DeFeo claimed that voices in the house commanded him to kill, and so this is their story. Okay, let me elaborate it a bit further here for you guys. You remember the original Amityville horror movie, right? About the Lutz couple who entered this supposedly haunted house? Well, the Amityville Murders is set way before the arrival of the Lutz. This is about the family who lived there and was murdered in that same house, located in the now famous 112 Ocean Avenue. So credit where credit is due. Unlike some of the previous and ridiculous Amityville sequels in the past, including that lame reboot starring Ryan Reynolds, the Amityville Murders actually wants to go where it all started. But I stand by my opinion earlier in that this movie does not offer us anything new, because much of what you'll see here falls into your stereotypical tired, exhausted horror tropes. It's the same formula and the same card that this franchise keeps playing. It's like beating a dead horse. Now, if you don't know who writer-director Daniel Farrance is, he is the guy behind some documentaries that take a look at some of cinema's horror legends, like Scream: The Inside Story and Never Sleep Again: The Elm Street Legacy. Farrance is also bringing you the upcoming The Haunting of Sharon Tate and the Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson. It seems that Farrance has a knack for exploiting either existing films or actual killings to push his career or his supernatural theories. Whatever the case may be, unfortunately it doesn't really work in the Amityville Murders. Well, for one, the only interesting part is the murder itself. And that only lasts for about 10 minutes nearing the end of the movie. So how do you build an entire feature film around that? The result, unfortunately, is writer-director Farrance filling in those spaces with one unbearable plot after another. For example, if it's not already clear that the father, played by Paul Van Victor, is extremely abusive, the movie keeps bringing it up and keeps emphasizing it again and again. The CG also looks incredibly cheap, especially for those ghostly figures that are haunting Butch DeFeo Jr. So I can't really take the supernatural aspect of this film very seriously. Speaking of whom, actor John Robinson does his best, and the movie desperately wants to make him out to be some kind of a tortured soul. So I think to a certain extent, you, the audience, can find a way to empathize with him. Before he snaps, of course. I do enjoy how the camera fluidly moves around the house, as if it's slowly scaling every inch of it. Some of the lighting choices do help in some of the film's creepy moments. But as far as scary goes, there are probably only two scenes that I would consider to be somewhat terrifying, including the murder itself, obviously, while the rest are predictable and are mostly a series of domestic disturbances which can get irritating and exhausting. Again, it's like writer-director Daniel Farrance keeps hitting the wall, trying to figure out how on God's green earth he would have to fill those spaces. That entire hour plus few minutes before the murder scene arrives. I think hardcore fans of this franchise will be able to discover 2 or 3 things that they can appreciate about the Amityville murders. But for the most part, this only generates the question of, does the world really need another Amityville movie? It's the same as the question of, does the world really need another Robin Hood movie? And the answer to both those questions is, no, we don't. So that's it. That's my review of the Amityville murders. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, subscribe to my channel. Press that like button, ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. Hey, if you like this review and you want me to make more, please contribute monthly to help support this channel at Rama Screen Patreon page. Become my patrons today at patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this.